All snuggled in? Ready to get to sleep? Good. Today we have 3 brand new fables from Aesop that I can't wait to read you, one of which is my absolute, I shouldn't say favorite, but it's an absolute joy for me to read. So, let's get started. These ones are going to be a little bit darker tonight than usual, but I know that you can handle it, and I think there's a lot of wisdom in these. So, let's get started here. An eagle and a fox had lived together as good neighbors, the former on the summit of a high tree, and the latter in a hole at the foot of it. One day, when the fox was out, the eagle swooped down and snatched the fox's cub and carried it up to her nest, thinking that her high dwelling made her secure from the fox's revenge. The fox returned and scolded the eagle for such a breach of confidence and begged to have her young one returned to her. Finding that her pleas availed nothing, the fox snatched a brand from an altar fire, which had been lighted hard, and proceeded to involve the whole tree in flames. The eagle, to protect her nest and her own young ones, restored the cub to its mother, which she would not answer in even the most sincerest requests. I think that's very true. Sometimes we do have to use fire and not just please and thank you in life. Although we probably shouldn't set fire to everybody who says no to us, however tempting that can be. All right, here, tale number 2. In desperation over the hard times they had on account of their many enemies, the rabbits came together and, after rehearsing their situation, came to a sad conclusion. There was nothing left to do but drown themselves as the most miserable and unfortunate of creatures. No, not soggy bunnies! They repaired to a pond to throw themselves off a rock and into the water, and thus make an end to their troubles. Upon the pond, a shoal of frogs was sitting around the edge of the pool, and, as the approach of the hares came, they were startled, and, with the greatest of confusion, jumped into the water. Upon the foremost of the hares stopped, and turned to his fellows. Nay then, friends, our case may not be as desperate as we thought. Here are other creatures more faint-hearted than even we. And I know it's a bedtime story, but I want to make sure it's very, very clear to you. You should never give up. And if you think someone in your life is very sad and thinking that they can get rid of their problems, just talk to them. Because there's no problem that you can't outlive, and there's nothing that is so dark that you can't see the light on the other side. One last story, and I do very much enjoy this one. There was once a certain city in danger of being besieged. A council was called accordingly to consider the best means of fortifying it. A bricklayer gave his judgment that no material was so good for a wall as brick and mortar. A carpenter begged leave and suggested that timber and wood would be preferable, upon which a courier started up and said, "Sirs, when all has been said that can be said, there is nothing in the world that can protect a man like a wall made of leather." I enjoy that joke very, very much. It reminds me of an Upton Sinclair quote that I'm going to butcher right now, that it is very difficult to get a man to understand something that his job requires that he does not understand. And therefore, a courier, a leather maker, may very much say, "Let's make a wall out of leather, I'll make so much money," and then you get stabbed by the invading army. So remember that people can be very greedy and a little bit short-sighted. It doesn't mean that they're bad people, just that sometimes their ambitions get the best of them. I hope you enjoyed tonight's stories very much, and I look forward to the next segment with you. I'm having a lot of fun reading these fables, and I hope you're enjoying listening to them. Sleep tight, no more internet, get to bed. Good night.